Please.
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 I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too?
Heidi-ho, YouTubers. You know, the other day I was having a chat room conversation with a couple of my good buddies. And somebody else got brought into the room, and they started bringing other people into the room, and before you know it, there were probably 20 people hanging out there. Every single one of them claiming to be a prepper. Although the conversation didn't have a whole lot to do with prepping at all. Except one young girl who mentioned that she had gone to a community garden and told a bunch of sheeple that all they had to do was stick the seeds in the ground and watch them grow, and that was all there was to it. Well, I got rather incensed at this. Normally, I would have jumped right in the middle of her for about 20 minutes. However, there were too many people talking too much BS in the room, so finally I just left disgusted and went and watched a couple of videos about solar heaters, I think. And then the other day, about a week ago, I posted a video. And somebody came on and said that, what did he say? I'm going to look it up here. Let's try an experiment. Take a 100-story building, cut off the 20 stories, and blah, blah, blah. Talking about 9/11. Well, the problem is, this is all water under the bridge. Who cares about 9/11, whether it was conspired to blow up or not? It's done. It's over with. What's important is whether you're going to survive the next couple of years, because you know what's going to hit the fan, and it's not going to be pretty. Well, normally I would just leave that kind of thing go, but I couldn't resist myself this time. So I wrote this person back a comment, and I says it doesn't matter anymore. S is soon going to hit the fan. This kind of discussion is going to be part of the past. If you're prepared, you're going to get through this. If not, I'll pray for your soul. Too many people spending too much of their time wringing their hands about boogeymen. Well, this person writes me back and says, I am prepped. Just thought I would share this for some that are not as well informed, and pray for yourself as I have my own A covered. And then a little while later, I think an hour, they got really incensed that I didn't respond back to them again. The Urban Dictionary defines a prepper as someone who focuses on preparedness, generally for various worst-case scenarios. As someone who's been preparing for a good many years, way before the word prepper ever existed, back when they just called us crazy nutcases, I'd like to ask you a favor. Don't call yourself a prepper unless you're actually engaged in the act of preparing. It offends my sensibilities when you do that, and I'd appreciate it if you didn't. The thing is, we're going to have to keep traveling down that preparedness road long after society collapses, right up to the end of our lives, because we don't want our lives to end prematurely. I tried to think of a way to make this clear to some of you who think you're all prepped out. So I dug deep into the recesses of my mind and came up with some trivia quiz questions. We'll call it 20 questions. Feel free to post your comments below. Now you know why I didn't want you to read them before you saw the video. Most of you are going to know at least some of the answers to these questions, but I'm willing to bet that if you're honest with yourself, the ones you miss are going to point out how you need to keep prepping. So here we go. This first question is for that little gal in Texas. There may come a time when you won't be able to order up your seeds from Burpee's catalog. So if you're going to save tomato seeds and get them to grow the next year, there are some extra steps you must take. What are they? In order for a grapevine to produce grapes, which vines must you leave on the plant when you're pruning it? What is the historic use of a mango beet? Of the 4 most commonly manufactured types of solar panels today, which is considered to be the least efficient? This next question is the subject of my next video, which is almost finished. Personal note to Mrs. New America Now. It's almost done. Something called a Bedini motor has a lot of controversy over whether it produces more energy than you put into it or not. However, the amounts of energy are so small that it has no bearing on our preps. However, it has a side effect that may have the potential to save your life in the future. What is that side effect? Number 6. What is the medicinal use of an ephedra plant that may save someone's life in an SHTF scenario? What is char cloth used for? Although the process is a bit dangerous, there will be 2 commonly available ingredients in an SHTF scenario from which you can synthesize soap. What are those 2 ingredients? What is colostrum? Who is Michael Faraday, and what did he invent that might be useful to your future survival? Who is Richard Carrington, and what discoveries did he make that might affect your future? In an SHTF situation, what might a black soldier fly be good for? When is the best time to plant hard red wheat? What is a tincture, and how is it used? What is an adze? What happens when a plant bolts? Where would you commonly find a brace post? What is the difference between a dado and a rabbit? What does an oxbow do? And what common product might you have in your kitchen right now that has the potential to stop bleeding? I didn't come up with these trivia questions as some kind of a contest or anything, but rather to get you to possibly get up from your computer after watching this video and do some reflecting in a quiet place. My aim is to get you to consider whether you are earning the right to call yourself a prepper, to decide whether or not you are wasting too much of your time worrying about things over which you have no control. Or are you focusing on preparedness, as if your life depends upon it, and it very well may? When you lay your head down on your pillow tonight, ask yourself a question. What did I do to prepare today? If you can answer that question every night with some satisfaction and a clear conscience in your heart, then you and I can truly believe in the cliche that I give you at the end of almost all my videos. Say it with me now. We'll get through this. If you can't honestly answer that pillow question to yourself, if you aren't truly earning that right to call yourself a prepper, then you risk the same fate as all of the sheeple that we love to make fun of. The choice is really up to you.